Hi Judith, how are you today?
I'm all good, thank you. How are
Thank-
you?
I'm very good. Thank you for joining me. Um,
That's a pleasure.
I know this is probably really a big ask for you, but I'm really grateful that you joined. Um, so are you okay to just go straight into things?
Yes, that's fine, thank you.
Okay, so firstly, I want to just most importantly ask, are you all settled in your new home?
Oh, yes, we love it. We
Looks
really
lovely.
we love it.
Okay, great. So, first question I've got for you is what was the general experience like living in Kingston?
Well, obviously, when we first moved in, we were happy. It was a lovely place to live. And then gradually, I felt as though I was being sort of forced out of my own home. Kingston, I feel now, is no place for the older generation.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, uh, not anymore. And there are lots of, what should I say, kids everywhere. Um, I truly believe that without the young, this sounds really bad, and it sounds as though I am an old person talking, that Kingston will be a better, safer place without the, the youths
Right.
and
Okay. So you said like without the younger generation, it would be a safer place.
not entirely just that the younger generation are making it worse. Obviously, there's lots of elements, but I that was the thing that I found was sort of overcrowding for me. The um, so many younger people.
Yeah. Okay. So also, have you had any bad experiences that you've been involved directly? You've been involved directly in?
What when we were in Kingston?
Yes.
Yeah, um, just well, generally again, just the lots of um teenagers, youth standing around. When we were in shops, we uh, found that there was a lot of shoplifting going on, and we were just generally scared by the hustle and the kind of feel of the place as it was as we got older and as living longer in Kingston, we didn't feel safe.
Yeah, I know we spoke previously before, very briefly, but you said that you saw like you saw, well, not saw directly, but you heard for, like via friends and the news, obviously, of burglaries and stabbings. Was that
Oh
something?
yes, yes, yes. Obviously, all those sort of things were going on, and it did make us feel very unsafe. Obviously, any stabbings, burglaries, people breaking into your house, and lots of it around us. True. Thankfully, we weren't ever burgled, but we could have easily been burgled.
Yeah. Um, I've done obviously some research, and the increase um of possession of weapon related crimes has increased by 20% over the years in Kingston. So that obviously shows it wasn't like that before. What was it like before? Was there crime, or did you just not see much of it, or do you think that news emphasizes thing nowadays? What's your take?
No, there was when we first moved in there. It was a nice place to live. We brought our children up. We could go shopping and leave the children outside in their prams and that sort of thing. But which obviously, as we were older, we didn't have children, but we had grandchildren. I never felt it was safe there for them. I wasn't happy with the situation there. I had to just keep them by my side all the time.
Right. Okay. And you've got family living in Kingston currently, haven't you?
Yes, yes.
Right, okay. Do you think they're going to plan to move out like you
I
or?
hope so. I hope so. I hope I can sort of make a better future for them and my grandchildren that are there. Be better if they move out.
Right, okay. So off the back of that, Judy, what do you think would improve the local area?
Well, obviously more policing because you would feel safer. You don't see police on the streets. There's no one walking on the streets. You get the odd police car flying past with its siren going. It's scary. More policing, much more policing, much better lighting um, on the streets. The litter situation is just disgusting. It's horrible. I think it causes rats and that sort of thing. The it's a shame because it was a lovely place to live.
Yeah, of course. Funny you say mention the rats actually, because there is I believe it's a uni accommodation which people are saying in there has actually been like rat infestation there. So it's funny you said that.
Oh,
Um,
yes.
so talking about all the problems, what do you think caused the problems? You have concern about obviously the students. Do you think they attract the problems?
Well, obviously, one of the biggest things I feel is the drug abuse and drunkenness, but I do feel that the drug abuse is a major factor, and also obviously councils haven't got money now. There's for policing and all the things that are needed, and because these things are needed there and they weren't being supplied, um, we just felt unsafe. It wasn't what we could call our home anymore.
Just out of curiosity, how do you travel? What's your means of transport?
Um, well, we do have a car, which we use a lot more.
Mhm.
Um, now we're here in Billericay, but um, we we found the parking quite difficult in Kingston. The buses very very crowded. No one being elderly, um, having health problems. There was um, no one would give you a seat. You were jostled. Um, there was just seemed no consideration for older people.
Yeah,
Um, just the whole thing. Now we're here, we can get doctor's appointments easier, hospital appointments. Everything is just much nicer.
yeah,
Everything is much nicer.
right, okay. Do you think you said about the on the bus, no one gives up their seat for an elderly person? Do you think
No,
there's enough support for elderly in the area?
definitely not. I'm not saying that all the youngsters are, I wouldn't like to say bad, but some of them are very decent kids. Some of them really nice, and but I think they're becoming more outnumbered by sort of less nicer people.
Yeah, of course, I understand. Um, quite taking a jump from focusing on all the negatives. Can you think of any positives that remain in the area?
Well, after living here, not really. The older generation, friends that have stopped there, they live there. But if we visit, it's always nice to come what I call home now.
Yeah, yes. Um, Sorry. So and the nightlife in the area, as I said, we've chat briefly before. You said the kids obviously attract more nightlife. It comes hand in hand. Kids do just want to party, especially being
Yeah,
in. Um,
yes.
does the nightlife in the area have a knock-on effect on your guys' safety?
Oh, definitely. We wouldn't go out in the evenings, and uh sort of Fridays and Saturdays were a no-go for us because no, it wasn't a nice place. It wasn't a pleasant experience. So gradually we said, oh no, going out Fridays or Saturdays in the evenings.
Yeah. To expand on that a bit more, so would you so say you were picture you being out now as you are taking your dog for a walk or etc. And you're walking through Kingston on a Friday, Saturday evening, what would the environment and atmosphere be like?
Well, I would think there would. I would assume, and as I say, I'm an older person. I don't know, but I would assume that there's far too much drinking, uh, lots of drug abuse, swearing, spilling drinks, pushing each other, not in a nasty way, but just an environment that as an older person I would keep away from.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even like that as a younger person, so I can't imagine what
You
it's
can
like.
imagine what it's like for an older person.
Yeah, and it's funny you keep saying about the drug abuse, etc., because obviously there's crime stats on the drug abuse, but the most I just want to know if you've got any insight on this. Kingston's most highest crime rate is to do with violence and sexual offences. That
Yes,
actually
yes,
account there was 3,484 reported, that's reported,
yes.
offences in 2023. What do you think of that? Does it make sense now you hear that sort of information?
Well, it seems to just be sort of uh, part of the course, really. But you say that's what's been reported, but then there's so much, as I say, because of the policing situation, people don't bother to report these things. There is a lot of sexual harassment and things like that, but people don't report them because the police can't really do, they're not there to do a lot, or it's just not, does not seem worth the hassle, even sort of when you've heard of really violent and very bad sexual crimes. People don't report them now because they think, well, it's not going to get me anywhere and it's going to be unpleasant.
Yeah, I suppose with, as you say, a lack of police presence in the area, you wouldn't necessarily
Yes,
encourage or
no.
feel like you're supported if you was to come out with something like that. Um, so I'm going to wrap it up because there's just just gone 2 minutes left of the meeting remaining.
Okay, dear.
Is there
Okay,
anything
dear.
anything you'd like to add?
No, I just thank you very much. I hope that I've put my point forward and I didn't sound too much of an old nag, but
No, no.
no, sort of moving to here, life is much better. It is much better for us.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you for your time again. I hope you're all well, and I hope you
We are.
continue to enjoy your new home.
Yes, thank you, Tilly, and you stay safe, my dear.
Okay, thank you. Take care. Bye bye.
Goodbye.